interactive comedy show on Twitch where you, the viewers, are in control, featuring special guests from all over the Twitch community and the Los Angeles comedy scene. Enter a variety of wild scenarios with colorful characters and help steer the story in whatever direction you want. You can vote in polls to make choices, submit images over Twitter and Discord. You can pay to play sound effects.
Road ends in 100 feet.
What the f***?
It's your show too, friend. Hop on in and experience everything now.
All rise for the Honorable Me. Thank you. Thank you. Please don't clap for me. That's not how we do things around here. This is a very serious matter, all right? This is not some show. This is society at work. The wheels of justice have begun to turn, and you, thank you. No, seriously, guys, stop. You can't clap for the judge.
We're just happy to have you back, Judge. It's been a while.
Oh, thank you. It's been too long, frankly. This town has been without a justice presiding for too long, and my understanding is that chaos has started to ensue in our beloved town of New York, and I'm here to put an end to that with your help. Yes, if you're watching this now, you are the jurors at home, and you will be helping me serve some cold, hard justice tonight as defendants make their way to the stand, accused of crimes which they may or may not have committed. It'll be up to you to help us determine whether or not they are guilty. Now, of course, I'll be asking questions to sort of suss out the facts, and you can join me in doing that, but there's also a variety of ways that you can interact and help us sort of solve these cases, or at least come to some sort of conclusion. First of all, if you haven't already, join the Everything Now Show Discord. There should be a link in the chat. If there's not, there will be one soon. Join the Everything Now Show Discord. Submit images for us to use as evidence in tonight's proceedings, and we'll put them up right here on this television. They'll look something like this. This could have been a key element of a case. This could have put someone away for life. And that could be your image that you submitted in the Everything Now Show Discord. So if you haven't already, join the Everything Now Show Discord. Submit some images. We might use yours tonight in a key pivotal moment during one of tonight's cases. Of course, if you notice in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, for $5, you can call a witness to the witness stand. Now, obviously, my preference would be that it's a witness who is somehow related to the case, maybe knows the defendant, a witness of some sort. Generally, it's just like green Kevin Spacey or something who's completely tangential, not related, not even tangential, totally irrelevant to the case. But of course, it's up to you to decide who you want to put on the stand. Pay $5, tell us who you want to put on the witness stand, and we will talk to them for better or worse. Of course, if you subscribe tonight, and I highly encourage you to do so, if you subscribe tonight, you can submit written testimony. Written testimony key to solving some of these cases. Let's take a look at what Mike from Space said during our last trial. He said not only does he babysit blunts, he also pockets pipes. That sounds like some very crucial testimony to me. And if you'd like to submit your own written testimony, subscribe to the show, write what you want to put in your written testimony in the chat, and we will display it here on stream during one of tonight's proceedings. Finally, if we get 15 subscriptions over the course of the entire evening, 15 subscriptions, we'll head on down to the police department for some much needed firearms training. Yes, the boys in blue in New York, well, let's just say they're not so good with the shooty. They could definitely use some firearms training, and you will join them for 15 subs down at the police department, where you will take part in an interactive exercise where you will decide whether or not to shoot a civilian or a potential threat. It's a lot of fun. Well, folks, I think that just about covers it. Like I said, tonight there will be a series of defendants who join us here in the courthouse. They stand accused of serious crimes, but of course not all of them are guilty, and it will be up to you, our jurors in the juror box, to vote at the end of each proceeding to determine whether or not they go free or feel the wrath of the state. I see some jurors here in our juror box that I recognize. Surreal Chemist, Theo from Eden, Internet Crow, Grass Dragon, Exploring with Pat, Mike from Space, whose valuable testimony we just read, Salad Fork, welcome, Tuckle Nuts, all the usuals. Sweet Amelia, welcome. Welcome all. I hope we have a successful evening. I hope everyone takes this seriously. Because, to be honest, in the past few proceedings, things have gotten a little chaotic. This is serious business, all right? This isn't some comedy show. This is a real court with real people's lives on the line. So I hope everyone here tonight decides to take this as seriously as I'm going to. Without further ado, let's figure out what this next defendant stands accused of. So if you wouldn't mind, jurors, I misplaced my docket. If you wouldn't mind telling me the crime that this next defendant stands accused of, just go ahead and remind me.
So this is supposed to be a serious courtroom, Judge, but you forgot your docket?
Well, yeah, I misplaced it. I think I may have left it on the plane, but sure, I've got responsible jurors here who are here to tell me. Let's see what it was. Going on vacation for 2 weeks, taking up aisle seats while flying, waking up daddy from his nap. He trusted the fart and sharded. Sharded. Eating ass. Kicking sand in a nerd's face. Stealing a judge's docket. Bad poops. Being too sexy. Hogging all the blankies. Being a virgin his whole life. Stole Seatman's peanuts. Well, Seatmate. Thank you. So, who's Seatman? Deleting Wikipedia is on there again. Said the punchline before the joke. Sending voice messages over text. Picking Toad in Mario Party. Getting diarrhea from Taco Bell.
Who among us, Judge?
If that were a crime, lock me up. Choose, says Internet Crow. We're gonna go with blowing sick clouds from Max Beats. Yes, blowing sick clouds, while impressive, is a criminal offense. Now, first there were cigarettes, then there were e-cigarettes, or as the kids call them, vapus. But the electronic vapus, they make clouds that are bothersome to all of us, not just indoor, but outdoor as well. Now, O's and other tricks that I can't think of right now, sure, they're cool. Tornado, don't boo me. Don't boo me, this is serious. As I was saying, blowing clouds of any kind, the tornado thing, the thing where they blow the circle and then they push it, you've all seen the TikToks, that is illegal here. So, this next defendant stands accused of just such a crime. We're going to meet them now, and it'll be up to you to determine whether or not they are guilty of their crime. Defendant, please take your place at the podium and state your name for the record.
Oh, Judge, looks like we about to cross swords once again. Judge Learned Hand and Coy George, back at it.
Can't we get another judge presiding over this guy? I feel like
another iconic tete-a-tete between Coy George, former lawyer in the lawyering circuit down south of ways, and his former arch nemesis and former arch lawyer, Judge Learned Hand, formerly lawyer Judge Learned Hand, lawyer Learned Hand,
lawyer Judge
Learned Hand, lawyer.
Listen, Coy George.
All the other judges are out of town. They went on a group cruise together.
They went on a group cruise, and they didn't invite me?
This is awkward.
I'm seeing one of the jurors, Aretha or Akira, saying he's here every damn week. I don't know if that's true. That might be an overstatement of the frequency with which I appear before you.
All right, listen, Coy George, we've got someone who's going to be taking the witness stand shortly. I didn't catch that. Bailiff, who's going to be joining us on the witness stand?
Somebody from Damon.
The Cloud Monster from the TV show Lost.
From Damon Lindelof's Lost.
Got it. The Cloud Monster from the TV show Lost is going to be joining us on the witness stand shortly.
How you gonna get him in here, Judge? He's a sneaky little fella.
No one can escape the long hand of the law, Mr. George. You should know that, being here in front of me today.
I've avoided recourse from you on many an occasion. You think you're gonna lock me up? I've evaded your capture so many times, Judge. I'm frankly sick of having to go through this little dance we do, this little waltz that you and I put on. You got 2 left feet, Judge. You cuck bitch.
So what if I do? It's a condition, all right? And it's totally fine. You just buy 2 left-footed shoes at any retailer. You can even buy them custom online, which is what I do.
You know, you can even buy inserts.
That's right. You can buy inserts. All right. I think we've got the Smoke Monster from Lost ready on the witness stand. Let's go ahead. Mr. Smoke Monster, if you wouldn't mind stating your name for the record.
Hi, Judge. I'm Andy Serkis. I played the Cloud Monster, Smoke Monster.
I see it. I see him. There he is.
And did we? No, we didn't turn on the mic.
Can you just give me 1 second?
All right, great.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Mr. George, how do you know the Smoke Monster?
It's like vehicular suicide if you drove yourself off a cliff.
I'm back. I'm
Vehicular
here.
manslaughter.
I'm here. What's up? What were we talking about?
Yeah, I guess, Mr. Serkis, could you please state how you know the defendant, if you do, and your knowledge of the topic, which of course is blowing sick smoke clouds?
Yeah, well, I was preparing for the role. The cloud is all CGI. And I remember when I was there on the day that this guy was kind of like a producer consultant. There's so many different roles on a production, but he was somehow working with like the design team. So I guess he was maybe giving them information about clouds and like how they might look.
Not to know but you, Mr. Soy, because I'm a big fan of what you've done in them Planet of the Apes pictures.
Thank you.
But I'm actually Damon Lindelof's lawyer. We all know now. There was that Vulture article came out a couple of days ago. We know now what I was there to do. To cover up. Like a cloud, so to speak. Like a cloud covers up.
I think you're going to have to catch me up. I missed that news cycle. What the fuck are you talking about?
He's canceled. Damon Lindelof's canceled.
Everyone bites the dust.
Personally, if you'd asked me, I'd have canceled him after that Watchmen picture.
Do you need anything else from me, by the way? I'm in the middle of preparing for another role, so I got.
Oh, what are you working on?
I'm playing a LA-based Twitch streamer in my next project.
Oh, I see. That's interesting because usually I feel like you're called upon to play like really disgusting, scary monsters.
Exactly.
That's what you just described, Judge.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I gotta go learn some stuff about just like what LA-based Twitch streamers are into.
Any notable things you've learned in your research so far?
4 days a week, I have to eat Taco Bell. And I'm supposed to get really into Armenian nationalism, is another note they had for me.
Got it. Okay, well, good luck with that, Mr. Serkis. Thank you for joining us and for your testimony. Now, Mr. George, I'm not finished with you. In fact, we were only just now getting started. You've cleverly tried to avoid the topic for which you've been brought in here today, which is blowing sick clouds.
Well, to paraphrase young Miss Fergie, let's get it started in here.
Okay, well, I
think that was Fergie, right? Or was that Will I Am? I can't be sure.
Let's get it started hot. Let's get it started in here. I don't know. I think they all kind of say it.
All at the same time. It's incredible what these people can do with their music.
What do you mean, these people?
Musicians.
Okay.
I can't play a lick, Judge. I used to be able to do the spit jug. What is it? Boom, 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 boom. You know?
I have a hard time understanding what you're saying a lot of the time.
Interesting. I guess my regionalism is difficult to parse with your cityfied ears.
I suppose that might be part of it, although, well, I digress. We've got, Mr. George, some visual evidence that I'm hoping will get us back on track here. Let's have a look at that. Now, what is it that I'm looking at here, Mr. George? Because for my eyes, it seems that I'm looking at some sort of cocktail with what appears to be a raw hot dog inserted into it.
Yeah, we call that a stiff one.
A stiff one?
Drink. It's stiff both in the sense that the liquor itself is stiff, and it's stiff because there's a phallic object hanging out of the dang thing.
Right, and is that something that you partake in? Okay, that is very disrespectful. You will refer to me as Your Honor, not dumb motherfucker.
You seem like you didn't really care who you were referred to. Who called you what back when we was going head to head in Millsap versus Day Snow. Remember that case?
Millsap versus Day Snow was long ago, and you know that. I'm a judge now, and you will refer to me as such.
Well, I spanked your little rear
Careful!
end. I spanked your little rear end back when we was going head to head. Remember that when the jury they did the group gasp, Judge?
careful, George.
I dropped a little bit of evidence that done clarified the whole thing, and they all went, and you were sitting there, mouth agape, like the fool you are.
I will hold you in contempt, Mr. George, if you don't. Now, speaking of evidence that clarifies the whole thing, I want to take one more look now at this hot dog, because what I see
let's
here,
take a look.
if we take a very close look, is that there appears to be something of a hole in that hot dog, perhaps a hole that one might use to smoke out of. And before you speak any further, Mr. George, I'll have you know that Harvey Keitel, as an expert witness due to his experience on something, is going to be joining us on the witness stand, so tread carefully.
Seems like
Mr. George.
Seemed like somebody knows we have somebody off stage that can corner the market and weird-looking white dudes who's ready to jump in at any time. Weird, eccentric-looking, sharp-featured white man, ready to go.
All right, well, we're gonna get Mr. Keitel on the stand shortly, and this time his microphone will be turned on. Don't you mark my words, Mr. George.
I was worried.
But we do have another
I'll be
piece.
honest with you.
We do have another piece of visual evidence coming shortly. Do you want to speak on the reasoning for the hole in that cocktail? Is that to act as a straw in the beverage?
It's a straw.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, by the way, I suppose, can we clarify toims for me? Can we clarify some toims?
I would love to clarify what you just said. Toims?
Toims, Judd.
What is that? Yeah, let's clarify that. What are you saying?
I'm saying that, in the same way, it's like Toim Square.
Torm Square?
Toim Square.
I'm not familiar with Toyam Square. Is that in like Israel or something?
Not important. It's not important. Listen, Judge.
We've got a subscription.
Judge, I missed you, you catty little son of a gun.
You will refer to me as Your Honor. Thank you, Internet Crow, for the subscription.
It's a Toim of Endearment where I'm from.
I don't know what you're saying!
Okay, well, let's get back to
What
Toims.
is Toims?
Let's get back to Toims then, Judge. Toims simply means that I'm trying to clarify what these words mean. I'm trying to unpack the what's the term for...
Oh, so now you can say it fine. What's the
Toim word?
We've got some more visual evidence to take a look at.
You saucy little minx, you got that tie on. You won't take it off. It's getting hot in here.
Now, what did you mean?
Another song.
What did you mean when you said
Peas,
this?
I think. What?
This is, I think, a quote from one of the clients that you represented.
Oh no, that's Nelly. Nelly did hot in here.
Did you want to elaborate on what you meant when you said this during one of your clients' press conferences?
They should make war crimes for girls.
And what does that mean to you?
I made this meme a while back when I was part of the civil defense team of one Mr. Donald J. Trump. We was representing. I'm not a fan of his, but you gotta take it. The law says you gotta represent everyone equally. And me and his usual lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, we go back a long way. And so I made that meme to sort of clarify. It's why don't we get a girl out here? Why isn't a girl in trouble, huh? You ever think about equal opportunity? Why is it Donald Trump every time? Why can't we see women succeed in the courtroom? Why can't we see a woman defending, huh?
That's a very
They're not allowed to be.
Bold
They're not allowed to be
strategy.
defendants, I guess.
Trying to sort of shatter the glass ceiling of war crimes.
Yeah. You ever think about that?
Shattering the glass ceiling of war crimes with a drone strike on a civilian. All right. It seems that we've now got our next...
I did another version of that meme where I bimbofied that Hungarian war criminal that done swallowed that poison at The Hague.
Oh,
remember that? Where he
that's-
dropped it like this.
That's pretty niche.
I gave him a nice. I gave him a glow up.
As well.
Oh, excellent. Let's have a look at the written testimony. Internet Crow says, I saw this guy blowing the sick cloud from Lost behind the perfect Taco Bell. Oh, interesting. Okay.
So let's double back here, Judge. Real fast.
Yeah.
Let's double back here for a moment, shall we?
Sure.
I was trying to clarify what you would understand to be sort of the nature, the definition of words, right? Sick clouds. Ain't a prerequisite for sick clouds is coming from what they call a vapor.
A vape.
A vape, yeah.
Vape.
A vape, yeah.
Yes.
It's got to come from a vape. Judge, I only smoke cigarillos.
Well, surely you can achieve a cloud with a cigarillo as well. And I'm sure that our witness on the stand will be able to help us figure out the answer to that. Mr. Harvey Keitel, if you wouldn't mind, for the record, stating your name and the reason that you've been brought to the stand.
Oh, hey. Sorry, I was playing Sudoku on my
Looks a lot like Andy Serkis.
Hi, I'm Harvey
Well,
Keitel.
as a reminder, Andy Serkis was in deep costume, wardrobe.
I
for
think he
his
had
role.
a hat on, if I remember correctly. So
You saw that?
I look way different.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Keitel, what brings you to the courtroom today?
I was called in by you all because of my experience from the film Smoke, the film we all know about, the film we're all very familiar with.
Right, yes, we all are intimately familiar with it, and so I
I got
won't...
that shit on Blu-ray.
That's right.
Great.
I'm glad to hear that. That's 3 cents in my pocket when I hear that.
Well, Mr. Keitel, the situation right now is we're trying to determine exactly what type of smoke qualifies for smoke that might constitute a sick cloud. Now, our defendant, Mr. George, posits that only a vape can create such a cloud, but we're wondering if perhaps a cigarillo or a cigar might also be able to achieve such a sick cloud.
Well, as an old man who's been in many crime films, I know a lot about smoking. Right? I do it all the time for a lot of roles. You can smoke with fake cigarettes, with cigars, with vapes. There's so many
Clouds ain't
pipes.
sick, Judge. Clouds ain't sick when they like that, Judge.
And if you're good at it, you can make the rings. You can do the one where you kind of do like and like a bunch of little.
It's like a bunch of small rings.
Yeah.
Weren't you almost cast as Gandalf in them Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, and that was intimately part of my audition. I had to do a series of smoke tricks.
You thought that Lord of the Rings meant Lord of, like, smoke rings.
Yeah. I think that's why I didn't get it.
Well, no, also because Gandalf blows this funny shapes with the pipe, Judge.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying, is Gandalf blows all the smoke rings, and he thought that, listen, we're getting lost in the weeds on this a little bit.
Like Lost by Damon Lindelof.
Okay, and
Your
it
Honor,
all circles back.
So equals back.
Your Honor, I've seen this man outside the Burbank Taco Bell, and I've never seen him personally blowing any clouds. That's all I can speak to in my experience.
Did you see him sucking off Andy Serkis?
Yeah, but that's not
That's not a
what
crime.
he's committed. Yeah.
Nope. That's just good old American no.
All right, if you'll
All right,
excuse
Mr.
me,
Keitel.
I have to go. I'm preparing for a role.
Oh, what are you working on?
I'm a Twitch streamer in LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm like the business one. I'm like the more managerial one of the
I
group.
see. Have you learned anything interesting in your preparation for the role?
No, it's a pretty bleak existence. All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
Great. Okay. See you later, Mr. Keitel.
His Martin Skull says he's mid, fellas.
That's very good.
Is that anything?
There's
Anything?
something there.
We're gonna have to write that
Now-
one down, I think.
Mr. George, I'm going to give you an opportunity to make some closing remarks to sway the jurors to your position that you were not, in fact, blowing sick clouds at any point with a cigarillo or otherwise, and then we're going to bring it to a poll for our jurors to vote.
Well, I guess my main question for everybody saying they done saw me blowing smoke outside the Burbank Taco Bell. We talking about the Burbank Taco Bell on Van Nuys downtown, or we talking about one of the two Taco Bells on Magnolia? There's one on
I'm not sure if that's
Rose and
necessarily
Magnolia.
relevant.
There's one on Rose and Magnolia, and there's another one on Magnolia and Buena Vista. So which was it? If they can't answer
seems
that
like on Magnolia
'cause I go to
is
one
what
in
Internet
particular.
Crow is saying.
There's two on Magnolia, Internet Crow. You goofball.
Creative Steve is saying guilty.
Based on
jurors,
what?
do you have any questions?
Based on
also?
what?
If you have any questions for
Burbank
Mr.
Airport, they
George.
closed that gun store a long time ago. Oh, wait, no. That's a great point. The gun store relocated closer to the one on Rose. Ain't that something?
I don't know if that's necessarily relevant. Loaf Skull, thank
Because
you
it
so
used
much
to
for the
be,
subscription.
because there used to be a tiny thing called Gun World directly across the street from the Taco Bell on Magnolia, and I thought it was Buena Vista, where the Walgreens is.
We're getting real niche right now. We're getting very
You
inside.
telling me the jurors phoning in from Idaho aren't eating this shit right up? You telling me they ain't vibing with this?
I couldn't tell you. If we have any jurors from Idaho who want to chime in, please let us know. But we are going to now prepare a poll after we get this last piece of written testimony, which I'm sure will be the nail in the coffin of either a guilty or not guilty verdict. Let's have a look. Loaf Skull says, I saw him blow dick-shaped clouds through that wiener.
Which wiener, Judge?
I think he's talking about the wiener that was in that cocktail that we saw in evidence earlier.
That stiff drink.
Now, we have a witness here saying that you were now blowing a penis-shaped cloud. That to me constitutes a very sick cloud. I mean, I don't think I've ever even seen anybody do that. That seems like highly advanced smoke tricking.
Let's unpack the etymological realities of what the word sick is implying here. in my estimation, sick is a positive term, referring to the general sense that the cloud itself is bespoke and excellent. Not sick in the sense that it's, untoward or uncouth or entirely inappropriate.
I don't necessarily disagree with you on that,
Like
Mr. George.
if I was drinking that stiff drink near a McDonald's play place with my friend, with my friend Alan Dershowitz, we wouldn't have. That would be sick in the way that you're thinking. Maybe the other way you're thinking.
I'm on the same page
that's
as you.
not right to say. That's not right to do. You can't be smoking wiener-shaped clouds at the McDonald's play place. They don't even have those anymore. Unless we're talking about the McDonald's just across the street from John Burroughs High School in Burbank, California, right next to you in that weird intersection with Victor.
This has to be hitting with like 4 people, and they're really loving it.
There's somebody in the chat named Burbank Airport. I'm crushing with them.
They're loving that. Now we did get a last-minute witness donation.
He's already guilty, Judge. Do we do this anyway?
He's already guilty. I guess maybe we'll bring in this witness to just sort of weigh in on how they feel about Mr. George's guilt. Maybe this will help inform the punishment that Mr. George.
Feel more like sort of like a vibe check witness.
Yeah, this witness, this can be sort of a character witness who helps us determine the severity of your punishment now that we've determined you are in fact guilty, Mr. George.
Son of a bitch.
All right, who was it,
I'll slit your
Bailiff?
throat.
It's
You nasty little man.
version of Galactus from Fantastic Four, Judge. The character we all know.
Got a bunch of noids in the jury.
I have a
Judge.
feeling this guy's gonna look a lot like an Armenian improviser.
I wouldn't be so sure, Judge.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens when we get Cloud version of Galactus on the witness stand, which we should do quickly because we've got some other defendants who I'd really like to get to. Wow,
think,
that was an interesting transition.
I think there are a few very, very nerdy people out there who think Rocky's somewhere in the studio. They think Rocky's gonna come out and save their asses because he knows a comic book or two. Wrong. Incorrect. We got a guy whose whole vibe is antithetical to everything you suggested.
Now we are getting Galactus, whose mic I've been assured is on.
Yep.
Okay.
The man,
whole time, Judge.
the man that you are about to encounter, the man you're about to make eye contact with, the man you're about to come to know intimately, all right, has never seen a single Damon Lindelof project, let alone a single episode of. Is that fair to say?
Who are you talking to?
sure.
Yeah, fair to say. I'm talking.
You talking to Galactus? Please don't tamper with the witnesses before they take the stand, Mr. George.
Oh, I never tamper. I just scamper.
Now, Mr. George, okay. I don't really know.
Judge,
I don't know if that's really clever.
Judge,
Those words, I guess, rhyme.
Judge, I'm gonna slice your tires. I'm gonna fuck your wife.
Okay, I would not say that. I would not say that as we're about to
Okay.
determine your punishment for the crime that
you're
you've
gonna
just
have to
been
put
found
me away
guilty
for a
of.
very long time. to
Well,
avoid
we
that.
may be doing that right now. Now, Mr.
I'd like to see you try.
Let's see who's on the witness stand.
Hey, Judge, it's me, Galactus.
There he is.
Yes, and spelled exactly how I'm sure it is in the comic.
Galactus, you gotta get me out of this thing. You
This
gotta
is
get
me
me out
off
of this.
camera when I'm just kind of hanging out. This is how I look. I'm also preparing for a role, but we don't have to get into that.
Right, you're an actor.
Oh, but please, dude. What kind of
No,
role?
it's fine.
Come on, Galactus.
I was just over at one of the 2 Dunkin' Donuts in Burbank that are just down the road from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
you know the one
sure.
that's on Glen Oaks, but then there's also the one that's in the middle of downtown Burbank.
Naturally.
Yeah. So I was at the one on Glen Oaks. They don't take mobile orders anymore, which I learned the hard way.
What a disaster. You know, I've heard this. I can't confirm. America runs on Dunkin', Judge.
All right,
what they
listen,
say.
we're getting away from the point here. Galactus, we only brought you in here for one reason, and that is to let us know what you feel the severity of the punishment for Mr. George should be.
For blowing sick clouds?
Yeah, he blew
He's been
a
found guilty.
dick-shaped cloud through a hot dog.
Well, that is kind of cool, Judge. So it's
Yeah,
hard
well,
for
that's
me
the
to
whole
weigh
point.
in. So you want him to do uncool things?
I guess it's just like, as however cool that was, the cooler it was, the more severe the punishment should be.
Well, I'm working on this project right now about a series of Twitch streamers who all work together in one garage in California.
So you're saying maybe he should be forced to watch that drivel?
Yeah, or like he could join the project. There's one character, that really sucks.
Could I suggest a punishment for me, Judge, in a way similar to Brer Rabbit, suggesting he not be thrown in the briar patch?
That doesn't sound logical or appropriate, but go ahead.
I feel like an adequate punishment for me personally would be I'm no longer allowed to hike in beautiful scenic Griffith Park. Instead, I have to navigate the figure 8 track at Wilton, Ohio Parkway South, which is sandwiched between some really ugly apartment complexes, 2 very busy intersections, and a fire department with a bunch of pudgy firemen. Like, they've let themselves go. Not enough fires in Burbank, I guess.
Judge, if I could chime in, because that seems like he wants that. So I was, like I'm saying, I'm working on this role. It's me. It's
There's
Andy
also a lot of
Serkis,
high tension wires. There's a lot of
it's
telephone
Harvey
wires
Keitel.
over the park.
Harvey's playing a streamer named Jake. Andy is playing a streamer named Chris, and I'll be playing a streamer named Rocky. We have not been able to find the role of Grant because it's such an unpleasant and unlikable person that nobody wants the role.
No, don't make me play him.
We've gone out to every single person in town. So I think, Judge, you force this guy to play Grant in the movie about these Twitch streamers.
Now, ordinarily, I'd find that type of punishment cruel and unusual, but this is a particularly exceptional case and a particularly exceptionally terrible defendant, and so I'm inclined to agree with your decision, Galactus.
All right, thanks. I'm going to get out of here. I got to go play the drums to prepare for my role as Rocky.
Great. That is the one thing we know about him.
Cut to me, Judge. I'm doing the Macaulay Culkin face. But Judge, I can't play Grant. He's got no riz and a fear of intimacy.
Right, that all kind of checks out to
Judge,
me.
I'm fucking constantly. I got women in every area code.
Here's order. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. We got other defendants to talk to. That guy's got to be Grant. Sucks. Fucking sucks. All right, folks. If you're just joining us, my name is Judge Learned Hand, and tonight I'll be serving cold hard justice to a series of defendants who stand accused of crimes I've forgotten. Thankfully, you, our jurors at home, will be able to remind me of what these defendants stand accused of, and we'll figure out these cases together. Now, we can ask questions to these defendants to sort of figure out what kind of went on when these incidents happened, but there's other ways that you can give us some evidence and help us get to the bottom of these cases. For example, join the Everything Now Show Discord. I saw a couple of you followed the show during that last trial. If you join the Discord, you can submit visual evidence like this. That was a very important piece of evidence in our last case, and you can submit evidence just like that by joining the Everything Now Show Discord, heading over to the submissions channel, and posting an image in there. We might just use your piece of evidence in one of tonight's trials. You can also bring a witness to the stand. It probably won't be Chris again. Maybe it'll be somebody else. Maybe it'll be somebody else. Believe it or not, there are other people in the room right now. Maybe some of them will be Galactus or something. Donate $5. Say who you want to put it on the stand. We will put them on the stand, and we will get to the truth. And of course, if you subscribe to the show at any point, you can submit written testimony. We had 2 wonderful pieces of written testimony during that last trial, which means that we're now a mere 13 subscriptions away from heading over to the police department for some much needed firearms training. So let's get those subscriptions in. Let's get one of those anonymous guys who comes in and just drops 5 all at once. You know the drill. Let's get up to 15 so that we can do some fun shooting games. But in the meantime, what we need from you is to remind me what this next defendant stands accused of. I don't remember. So if you wouldn't mind, jurors in the juror box, please remind me what this next defendant stands accused of. Start listing out some crimes here to try to jog my memory. Let's see. Selling bootleg Ozempic. We're gonna just take that one. We're going quick. We're going quick because I got told off last time for taking too long. So we're gonna go with selling bootleg Ozempic, and let that be a lesson to all of you jurors. Fire them off quick. I'm seeing a lot of great ones after that, but it's too late now. There it is. There's the anonymous donor. Thank you so much. Hero. 1 get out of jail free card for you, anonymous. Feel free to commit whatever crime you like. That one's on us. Now we're only 8 subs away from hitting our goal. Folks, this next defendant stands accused of the serious crime of selling bootleg Ozempic. Now, we all know about Ozempic, the miracle drug that cures being fat, as well as all the annoying things that you have to do, like be interested in your family, or do your job sober, or I guess like maybe also it's like a thing that makes your dick work. I haven't tried it yet. Nothing I do seems to work for that. Plastic Citizen, 5 subs. Hero, thank you. Plastic Citizen, you are free to commit one crime, free of charge. You can also submit written testimony if you like. We are now only 3 subscriptions away from hitting our goal. Anyway, folks, bootleg Ozempic. Now, Ozempic, the actual shit, is a miracle drug. It does basically everything except for get my dick to work again. Bootleg Ozempic, not so good. Doesn't do almost anything. In fact, I'm pretty sure it actually reverses all the beneficial effects of Ozempic, making people fatter, making them pay attention less, and I guess, what's another thing that people say Ozempic is good for?
I don't know, Judge. I thought it just makes you stop eating.
All right. Well, in any event,
Your arms look kind of weird.
it makes your arms look weird. So I guess this version makes your arms look normal? I don't know. That doesn't seem like a big deal. In any event,
Up what it does, Judge. Nausea, diarrhea, stomach pain, vomiting, constipation.
right. So this pill gives you all that stuff. Anyway, it's bad news. Oh, that's what Ozempic does? Uh-oh. Well, this kind of throws a whole wrench in my idea here. Anyway, folks,
That makes you feel good.
the point is, it's illegal to sell bootleg Ozempic, and that's what this next defendant stands accused of. So we're going to bring them out now, and you will help us determine whether or not they're guilty of such that crime. Defendant, please take your place at the podium and state your name for the record.
My name's Horvis Heckerling.
Horvis Heckerling.
Horvis Heckerling.
Mr. Heckerling, are you feeling all right? There seems to be something going on with your eyes.
Oh, you're talking about my peepers here?
Yeah, they
These ones
seem
here.
maybe like engorged and also potentially floating in midair.
Are you sure? Oh, yes. I'm seeing that right now.
Yes, I'm able to see the back wall through your head.
These are new prescription specs. Everything I wear is prescription. Actually.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear that. Does it affect your ability to, go about your daily life?
Well, it helps going about my daily life. I would say I wear this functional graduation robe to.
Robes are great, right?
Yes, I couldn't help but notice that
Sometimes I wear this out of work, and I'm like, why isn't everyone doing this?
Are you saying only sometimes you wear it out of work? 'Cause
Well,
I
you know-
say, you look. I'm not trying to suck up to.
Well,
to
yeah,
judge
gotta be
anything.
careful with that.
That's what I'm saying.
And I didn't want to say
Actually,
anything to you because it's like judge, defendant, but I'm like, this guy kind of looks fucking good.
Exactly. Wait, who's your robe guy? You got a robe guy?
Oh, we get ours from the state. It's like a whole thing. I tried, because I wanted one that was like hand on the back, like a cool, like a Letterman jacket or something, but they're like, you can't do that because it's like, we have to get ours from the state or whatever.
But that's free. I'm thinking that's free of charge though, right?
Oh, yeah, I don't have to pay. That's what's cool about it. That's
you
what's
are-
cool about it is that I've got a whole, like, how in cartoons, like, they've got, like, 15 in the same outfit? That's, like, literally my closet.
Yeah, but you're saying so you don't wear them out. You only wear them here. So
Well-
you're just you're en natural.
Sometimes I'm, like, walking, like, I get out of work late and I just, like, walk to the car in it because I don't want to we have, like, this locker room back there where we're supposed to change out of this stuff, but, I'm running late. I got to get home to the wife.
Sure, and I bet lots of shenanigans are going on in that locker room too.
Oh, don't get me started. I'm not allowed to talk about it. Bailiff knows what I'm talking about. Bailiff, you know what I'm talking about.
You better watch out.
Oh, these guys, we
better
get
watch
up to
out.
it. No, but seriously, you are accused of a very serious crime.
Oh.
So I guess we should probably, no.
That old thing.
No, yeah, I know. It's silly, but unfortunately, yeah, this is a serious felony in this jurisdiction. It is selling. And we are going to be bringing Orson Welles to the stand, who I'm
No.
hoping will give some
Oh.
valuable insight. But in the meantime, Mr. Heckerling, am I saying that right?
Heckerling.
Mr. Heckerling, first of all...
Horvis. Horvis Heckerling. But you call me Horvis.
Okay.
You don't have to call me Mr. Heckerling.
Well, I'd like to keep it professional. I feel like we may have gotten off on the too casual of a footing. I just see somebody with a robe. I'm like, that's my boy. But
Yeah.
this is serious.
Okay.
Mr. Heckerling, now you mentioned that you've got a variety of prescription for, I suppose, various ailments, a variety of prescriptions. Could you maybe tell me a little bit more about your various ailments and the prescriptions that you take for them?
Yes, for example, like I said, this is a prescription robe that I wear, doctor's orders, so that I have a chronic, my fly goes down.
You have chronic downfly?
Yeah. I have chronic downfly, DF, you can shorten it to. And so
CDF.
this was CDF. Sometimes I like to CDF. I'm just kidding.
Damn it, you are charming. Damn it.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I have to focus up here because you are a very charming guy.
You got written testimony.
Oh, wonderful. Well, Mr. Heckerling, am I saying that right? Heckerling?
Heckerling. Horvis. Just call me Horvis. I'm sorry. You want to
I
keep
shouldn't
it.
do that.
All right.
Mr. Heckerling, we do have some written testimony here. Let's have a look at that.
All right.
Now, Plastic Citizen says, today is my 28th year marriage anniversary. I forgot until my wife sent me an email. I'm that guy. Now,
This is some damning evidence.
now, what may on its face appear to be sort of a total non sequitur personal anecdote
How am I going to get out of this one?
may actually be damning evidence if we dig a little bit deeper under the surface here, because now you strike me as a wife guy, Mr. Heckerling. Am I getting that right?
Jay, I don't like to put strike and wife in the same sentence.
Oh, fair play to you. No. Domestic violence is no joke.
It's not.
But seriously, Mr. Heckerling, now are you in a...
Horvis. I'm sorry. You don't want to. Sorry.
I don't want to assume here, but are you in a stable marriage right now?
Yep. My wife's in the marriage and I'm in the stable.
This guy is charming. Fuck. Shit. Pull it together, hand. Oh God.
No.
Sorry. No, it's not you. It's me. It's like I should be able to handle this. You know, like. It's just like these people come up here and they're so fucking boring or stupid or annoying, and it's like finally I get a cool, awesome, like charming dude on the stand. I'm like, I just want to like hang out with this guy, but I have to be professional. You know?
Judge, you got to get it together. There's no other judges in town since they're all on that team building cruise. It's just you.
Can you not remind me that all of my coworkers went on a? Can you believe it? All the other judges.
Well, if
in
it
town
helps
went
you
on-
out, I could maybe fake it. I could maybe, if you maybe let me into a couple other courtrooms, I could.
I wish
pop
I
up
could,
there.
but someone just
you got a
objected
renter,
to that.
Renter gavel.
Oh, no, these actually from the state also as well. We got, we
You
get all
are
this.
sitting pretty up there.
Well, they
man.
do, yeah, they hook
free
it up with the
gavels,
swag.
Free robes. Come on, here I am. I might go to jail. I don't know.
Well, maybe. Did you sell illegal drugs?
No.
Almost got him. Okay, I really hope not, because I want to hang out with you. Now, we do have some visual evidence that we're going to be taking a look at in a moment, and I don't want anybody to forget, we will be bringing Orson Welles to the witness stand in just a moment, but let's have a look. Bailiff, are we prepared to look at that visual evidence? Great, let's have a look. Now, this, to mine eyes, seems to be something like either a singular slice of cucumber or perhaps a pickle on a plastic fork. Mm-hmm. And can you tell us a little bit more about that fork and that piece of pickle?
If I have to. Well, you see, you remember what I said about my chronic fly going down, CDF?
Yes, CDF, chronic downfly.
That's what the fly is covering up. That's
I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I follow.
That's what my. You just showed up everybody a bunch of. Showed them
That
a
was
picture
your
of my
penis?
genitals. Yes.
That's what your genitals looks like.
Yes.
Now, is your genitals the fork and the cucumber?
Yeah, it's a package deal.
Okay, so it's not just the cucumber.
No, it's a pickle.
It's a
Sorry
pickle.
to.
No, look, we're all adults here. We can talk, we can speak candidly if our penis happens to be a plastic fork with a cucumber on it.
Yes.
And I'm not here to judge you. Well, I am technically here to
That
judge
was
you.
charming.
Come on.
We gotta hang
I didn't
out.
even do that up. We gotta hang
We
out.
gotta hang out. No
We
matter.
gotta
Hey,
hang out.
can we make a pact?
Could I
Well,
come
I have
too,
to wait.
Judge?
Oh,
Could I
shit.
possibly come too,
Sorry,
Judge?
we have to talk to fucking Orson Welles. All right, hold on.
Big O, I call him.
Oh, you know him.
I call him Big O.
Oh, well, that's great, because a lot of the times we'll get a witness on the stand and they have no fucking clue what's going on. So that's great that we have somebody who actually is familiar with the defendant.
Your
All
job
right.
sounds fun.
We got to talk to him. All right, Mr. Welles, could you please state your name for the record?
Sounds as if you've made a small error. I'm Orson Welles Jr., don't you know? Don't you understand? I'm Orson Welles Jr. I have a Twitch channel.
Shit. You have a Twitch channel?
Yes.
What do you play? Do you play games?
Roblox.
You're a Roblox? You're a Roblox streamer?
Yes.
What's your high score?
That's not how it works.
How
Don't
does it
you
work?
see, old man?
Tell
That's
us
not
everything
how
you
it
know
works.
about Roblox, Mr. Welles Jr.
There are a bunch of different levels made by other people, and you can go onto it and have a good time.
All right, that seems like a pretty broad overview, but I'll give it to you. Now, Mr. Welles, our defendant here Mr. Heckerling. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you can just call me
Heckerling.
Horvis, though.
Can I interrupt, please?
He says that he knows you. Now, can you please tell us the nature of your relationship, Mr. Wells?
Is
Jr.?
it possible that you could raid my channel after this stream is over?
You want us to raid your channel?
Hold on, I'm hitting my vape.
All right, just please do not blow any sick clouds in here if you're going to do that.
I didn't know you could vape in here.
Well, technically you're not supposed to, but as long as you don't blow any sick clouds, we generally turn a blind eye to that. Now, Mr. Wells, my question was, what is the nature of your relationship with Mr. Henkerling? Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Henkerling.
You just call me Horvis.
Okay. What is the nature of your relationship with the defendant?
I was walking down the street in North Hollywood and I saw his eyes on the other side of the street and I went, whoa, 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 whoa. We gotta get you in front of a camera, old man. We gotta get you in front of a camera.
It happens
So
a
I
lot.
did. I got him in front of a camera and we got to hold 12 viewers.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And 1 sub.
One sub. Well, congratulations. You're monetized, baby. Now, listen, Mr. Wells, as your relationship...
Joseph Cotton's son.
What?
Joseph Cotton's son. Joseph Cotton Jr. We keep in touch because of our dads working together before. Is it? What?
I guess my question for you is going to be...
From Citizen Kane, old man. Don't you know Joseph Cotton and the Magnificent Ambersons?
Right. I guess I'm mainly focused on the case with Mr. Heckerling.
Horvis.
Wait, where are we?
We're in court, Mr. Wells. You've been called as a juror or as a witness, and right now I'm trying to get to the bottom of whether or not you did any illicit substances with Mr. Henkerling.
Oh, fuck me. This would go off on TikTok. Where's my cell phone?
Okay.
Where's my
I
cell
think we're
phone?
losing him. Have you ever done any Ozempic or any knockoff Ozempic, Mr. Wells?
I tried Ozempic, but it made my ice cream not yummy.
Okay.
Big problem for me.
Sounds like you took the real deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mr. Wells, thank you so much for your testimony. We really appreciate that.
I don't want to hang out with that guy.
Yeah, it sounds like he can be kind of a pain in the ass. Mr. Hengerling. Hengerling? Am I saying that right?
You're saying it great.
Great. Mr. Hengerling, listen. I'll be honest with you. I'll be candid. I don't want to put you away for this. I hope you didn't commit this crime. One, because if you did, you probably put a lot of people in grave danger. But more importantly, you seem like a really chill dude, and I'd love to hang out with you. So I'm just going to ask you straight up, okay? No bullshit. Did you sell the fucking knockoff Ozempic?
Who, me?
Oh, come on. Yes, you. Did you do that?
I don't think so.
Oh, now come on. Don't be coy. I can't let you go with that.
That was the last guy.
Oh, right.
What if I just gave it away?
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you were giving away knockoff Ozempic for free, but not charging anyone?
Not charging anyone a thing. It was just wet. It was wet cement.
You. Oh, I'm sorry. So you were giving people wet cement to take and telling them that it was Ozempic.
Oh, and they were guzzling it down.
Interesting. Well, I guess that could potentially be construed more as a prank.
Just
sort of like
wet
a
cement
silly
illegal?
prank?
Is wet cement illegal all of a sudden?
Not technically. Now, I want to give our jurors an opportunity to ask some questions here. For me, this seems like a big misunderstanding, but I want to let our
drugs on Halloween. Is that just a harmless prank or is that a felony crime?
I guess when you put it in that way, well, it's kids.
Your mind's clouded, Judge. You're charmed. You can't see straight.
I do feel definitely charmed here. Now, here's a question from one of our jurors. Did you drink any of the cement yourself? Did you get high on your own supply, so to speak?
I offer a lot of different flavors.
You flavor the cement.
We flavor it up. It's I like to add a little, emergency packets or maybe some ramen spice.
Now, someone is objecting to that. I assume it's because you're not being totally honest with us. Now, do you want to tell us what you really are doing with this wet cement?
I'm laying it down on my driveway and putting my handprints in it. Like I'm a big Hollywood star.
I see. Okay, so we have somebody who wishes they were famous and now they're trying to sort of create something of a legacy for themselves in town. Is that? Am I getting closer to the truth here, Mr. Horvis?
I don't like to admit it.
Horkerling. Horkerling? Am I saying that right? Quenkerling?
My name is Mud now.
Oh, come on. Don't beat yourself up. We all make mistakes. I'm just glad.
People in the chat are asking me to bring up that Ozempic is an injectable medicine, so this man was probably having people inject wet cement into their veins.
Again,
Ooh,
is that
that's
a crime?
not good. Well, that could potentially be a crime.
Isn't that like kind of how superheroes are made, though?
Well, not any to my knowledge, although I don't have very deep. My superhero knowledge kind of ends with what was that guy who we just had on the witness stand?
Already forgot.
Already forgot.
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles. No, the superhero guy. Whatever. The guy 2 ago. Whatever. It's not important. We all forgot. The cloud guy. The cloud
What would
guy.
that superhero be like
I don't know.
if he has cement injected into him? What would that guy be like?
Yeah.
Dead.
Probably dead. All right. Listen, Mr. Honkerling, I want to give you an opportunity to absolve yourself of any maybe misunderstandings here. And so I'm going to give you a chance now to make some closing remarks, and then we're going to let the jurors vote. So if you want to clear the air here, make everybody realize, oh, I wasn't actually injecting people with cement, I'm a cool guy, whatever. Go ahead and make those remarks now, then the jurors will vote.
Yep, just hit the beat.
I'm sorry, what?
I brought some tech for my closing.
Hit the beat?
Yes, hit the beat. I had like a.
I'm sorry, bailiff, do we have his beat?
Have a whole.
Judge, I do, but I don't have the proper dongle to plug it in. I
Oh!
have my HDMI port here.
You're
We
gonna
don't have
you're
the
gonna need that
dongle.
dongle. You know what?
Could I
feel
just
like
do
we're
a
gonna have
beatbox
to-
for you? I actually know how to beatbox.
Oh well.
Would that help?
I wouldn't want to put you out. but
Please,
if you
I
wanted
honestly
to,
don't get to do it a lot. And
all
I'm pretty good. All right. You want me to lay? What sort of vibe are you going for?
Ooh, maybe like a bossa nova.
Bossa, like a bossa,
What? It's fun.
like a bossa nova.
It's fun.
No, totally. Yeah, I could do that. Bossa nova beatbox. Okay. All
And
right.
can I just say, if we were going to hang out later,
And I hope that we do.
I just knew we were going to start a band. I just wanted to say that. I knew that was in the future.
I had a
just didn't,
feeling
I didn't
too.
want to tip it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start beatboxing, and you're going to, I guess, rap your closing
I won't
statement.
be rapping.
Oh, okay. You're going to.
I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. I won't be rapping. I just like to be lulled by a nice bossa nova beat.
Got it. So I'm gonna just sort of be doing a sort of bed of background beat
Yeah, like
for
a
you to
soundscape.
make a soundscape for your closing remarks.
Right, kind of like a Brian Eno thing. It's ambient.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and do that now.
Thank you so much.
Maybe
get a little gavel going. Get a little gavel. Wait, he did the gavel. Does that mean that means I'm good?
No. Hinkerling.
You thought we were friends the whole time, huh?
Wait, are we not friends? That doesn't count.
Well, hey, don't sip from that mug
That doesn't
either.
count.
Don't
That
sip from.
counts as 5 no votes, in my opinion. 5 not guilty votes. Make the gavel twice. That's how it works, Judge. That's the rule.
Wait, what the heck?
That's the rule, Judge. That's
Hinkerling, I trusted you.
Don't take a sip from that mug. It's wet cement.
I've been sipping on that all morning.
It tastes pretty good, right?
Yeah, I was surprised. It's kind of gritty.
Right, well, that's
But I
why-
thought it was just like one, like when the pot is kind of getting close to the end and all you kind of get the like little bits at the
Right.
bottom. I thought that's what that was.
Bottom of the pot. Well, see, that's why I thought it was so silly that I was thrown in, almost thrown in the clink.
Come on, Hengerling. All right, let's close out the poll. Well, joke's on you, actually, Henterling,
What?
because it looks like our jurors actually decided you're a little thing I like to call frigging guilty. Official, actual gavel. And
Never called it
because,
that before, Judge. That's the first time you called it that.
well, that one was official because the first one didn't count because he tricked me.
Oh, but that last one wasn't even on beat.
Well, unfortunately, this court marches to the beat of its own drunger. Now, Mr. Henderling,
Horvis.
I'm gonna call you whatever the dang I please because you're actually guilty, and not only are you guilty of killing people with cement by injecting it into them, you're guilty of being A bad friend.
Oh.
So that actually has a punishment not only of prison time, which you will be serving, but also... I'm freaking disappointed in you.
Oh.
Now, I'm going to go to our jurors, and we're going to decide on a punishment that suits this crime, Mr. Henkerling. But do you have anything to say for yourself in the meantime?
Yeah, like and subscribe to Little Orson Welles' Twitch channel.
God damn it, don't plug.
He told me he'd give me $12 if I
Thank you
said
kindly.
that. I could really use that $12. But other than that, the
Death by impalement. We're going with death by impalement. We're going to impale you.
Oh,
You're
man.
getting impaled, bitch.
Would you accept the $12 payment in bits?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter now. You can just get
This guy's getting impaled.
I'm getting impaled.
All right, Mr. Hungerling. Go forth to your impalement. You've been found guilty.
I gotta walk to my own impalement?
Yeah, sorry.
It's down the hall.
It's down the hall. It's the impalement room.
You
It's
go
next
down,
to the...
2 floors. You're gonna see an exit. Don't go through the
Do
exit.
not go through the exit. Please go straight to the
Please don't
impalement
go through
room.
the exit.
Okay.
Don't go to the
And
exit.
go into the impale room. Tell them you're there. You're supposed to get impaled. They're gonna ask you for a confirmation code. It's A37B2.
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 That's the code to get into the impalement room.
And when
Do
you get
not
to
go to
that-
the exit.
And when you get to that hallway, don't take the door to the left. That's the exit.
How
Right.
many?
Go.
So
That'll
there's
take you right out onto the street
Do not go
Two
there.
exits.
where the Ubers pick people up.
Yeah, don't go to the Ubers.
so
Go
only
get
one
impaled.
door leads to my sure demise.
Right,
the other
and
one-
that's the one
I
that
don't
you gotta
wanna-
take.
Doors that lead to various exits in the building.
Right, there's also the massage room, the smoothie bar. Do not go in
And I
there.
pass a vending machine. Can I get some Fritos?
You can.
You can, but it's been
Okay.
there's someone tried to get like a famous Amos, and then it got stuck, and then there's like 5 more famous Amoses on top of it. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, someone's gonna get a huge jackpot.
That's on
but
a lot of famous Amos.
yeah,
And I
you're
got a little
telling
bit of
me,
a
dude.
sweet
Think, you know, who do you think put in at least 3 of those famous Amoses? Anyway, please go get impaled.
All right, I'll see.
All right, folks. 2 down. If you're just joining us, my name, of course, is Judge Learned Hand, and I'm here to serve cold, hard justice, but I can't do it alone. I need your help, the jurors at home, who are helping me decide whether or not these defendants are guilty or not. So far, we've had 2 defendants take the stand, and both have been found guilty of the crimes for which they were accused, but they might not all be that way. It's going to be up to you to help me ask questions to these defendants, and also to submit evidence in a variety of ways. Just like that. Thank you so much, VTAC versus the World, for your subscription. In this next trial, you'll be able to submit written testimony. And if any of you want to be like VTAC and submit your own written testimony to be shown on stream during these trials, go ahead and subscribe. In fact, if we get 2 more subscriptions during tonight's proceedings, we'll head on down to the police station for some much needed shooty training. Folks, there are also ways that you can submit evidence that don't involve subscribing, such as joining the Everything Now Show Discord. Now, I may sound like a broken record, but that's just because it's that important. If you haven't already, join the Everything Now Show Discord. It couldn't be easier. Click the link that's in the chat. If you don't have a Discord account, create one. It's free. Join the Everything Now Show Discord. Submit an image. We might use yours during one of tonight's proceedings. Look at this. That's a spoiler. That would have been probably pretty funny, but I'm giving it to you for free. Grimace eating a little kid. Could have been a good one. Unfortunately, I didn't check with the bailiff to see if I could show that. That one's for free. Sorry, whoever submitted that. Not getting used in a trial. But if you submit an image, it might appear just like that on the television. And of course, we all know that if you donate $5 at any point during tonight's proceedings, you can call a witness to the stand. We've talked to famous cinema stars. We've talked to Galactus, who is the guy whose name I couldn't remember, but that was the comic book guy that we were talking to earlier. Anybody, really. If you donate $5, let us know who you want to put on the witness stand, and we'll talk to them. Hopefully they'll have something to say about the trial. That's basically the gist of it, folks, but as some of you already know, I've misplaced my docket, and I need to remember what this next defendant stands accused of. So if you wouldn't mind, jurors, please tell me what crime this next defendant stands accused of. Crowd surfing at a funeral. We're taking it. We're moving quick tonight, folks. Thank you, Grass Dragon. Too slow, everybody else. It's gonna be crowd surfing at the funeral. Now, as we all know, a funeral is when Guy is dead. Now, some people consider this a solemn affair, and they cry and they be sad. Now, other people consider it a celebration of life, where we shouldn't be sad, and we should actually remember, oh man, this guy had a pretty cool life. We should actually be celebrating what a cool life they had. Wrong. Supposed to be sad. Supposed to be sad at a funeral. Not happy, not fun. Do that at the bar mitzvah. This is sad. And if you're crowd surfing at the funeral, that's disrespect. So I don't want to see any of that in my town. Unfortunately, this next defendant stands accused of just such a crime. Not only being happy and go lucky at a funeral, but doing a crowd surfing? Like they're at friggin' Taylor Swift concert Eras Tour? Forget about it. Defendant, please take your place at the podium and state your name for the record.
Hi, my name is Cal Haunches.
Mr. Haunches. Am I saying that right?
Haunches?
Haunches.
You're saying it wrong. It's haunches? You're saying haunches?
Haunches. Listen,
No,
we don't
like-
want to get
like-
buried down
like,
in semantics.
Like octopus. Say octopus?
Octopus.
Yeah, so now the first O, use that O in where the AU is in haunches.
Hauntopus.
No, you said octopus.
Why are you having me say octopus?
Because the O, the sound is, it's the same sound. I'm trying to help you pronounce my name.
I'm trying to
correct.
help you stay out of prison, Mr. Haunches, and if you
Okay.
keep doing this, I'm gonna hold you in contempt.
Oh, all right. I don't want to. You seem to be saying my name wrong and struggling with that. I was trying to help you out.
I'm the judge. I think I know the difference between right and wrong, Mr. Haunches.
It's okay. Well, you
Now-
don't know the right way to say haunches.
Mr. Haunches, you stand accused of a very serious crime, all right? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand. I stand accused of going happy. Could you? It's
It's
going
crowd surfing
happy-
at a funeral.
Crowd surfing, being happy.
You were crowd surfing at a funeral.
Being so happy that I started crowd surfing at a funeral. Yeah, I didn't do that.
Well, someone thinks you did. And
Who?
That's a great question. We don't usually
Can
get
I-
into who's
yeah.
accusing people of the crime. during this
Normally,
whole thing.
there's like a someone versus
Right,
Cal
it's like a
Haunches.
plaintiff.
Who's who's before the verses?
That's shockingly, that has almost never come up in the
Really?
like 20
That's-
times we've done this.
In this courtroom, that's never come up.
Sometimes we like
There's never
allude
been
to
someone
it.
before the verses.
Listen,
Judge, we got written testimony.
we've got written testimony, Mr. Haunches. I'm assuming this is probably from
Haunches.
the witness who saw you do this at the funeral. Let's have a look. Now, this is from HP Loveshaft, who says, I saw this man crowd surfing. It was my grandfather's funeral. He did it on a goddamn surfboard. He brought a surfboard to the funeral house. Now, I think that pretty much solves the mystery. It was HP Loveshaft who's suing you now for crowd surfing at his grandfather's funeral.
So HP Loveshaft is this is civil.
This is a civil procedure, yes. It is a crime, but this technically is a civil suit.
Okay. So he's trying to get damages?
He's trying to get damages,
For
that's
me.
right.
Judge,
Look, are you a lawyer?
Mind right now.
No, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a guy, I was told to come here
He's
and I'm
just
just
asking questions, Judge.
I'm just trying to figure out the parameters of what
I'll
what I am
ask the
standing-
questions here, Mr.
All right.
Haunches.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Haunches, you are being sued by Mr. Loveshaft for crowd surfing with a surfboard at his grandfather's funeral.
Okay, so he's saying that I not only had a bunch of people holding up my body and moving me around, but that I was upright on a surfboard under and the crowd was underneath the surfboard. Is that right?
That is right.
Okay. Do I look like I own a surfboard?
Well, you are wearing what kind of seems like
I'm
a
wearing
ski jacket.
Yeah, a ski jacket.
Not far from snowboarding, not far from surfing. Something of an extreme sport, some might say, skiing.
Judge,
Yeah.
we got a testimony and evidence.
Great. We've got some written testimony and some evidence that I'd like for you to address.
Okay.
Let's start with the written testimony here. Now, VTag versus the World says he was shouting that he wanted to surf him onto the casket. He wanted us to surf him onto the casket.
So,
No.
who's this? VTag?
That was VTag. He was at the.
Is
he was
he
also
a
at the funeral.
co-plaintiff, or is VTag, is this like a
I think he was just a
amicus
witness.
curiae brief?
All
or
right, this seems like a guy who
amici?
knows a lot about the
I'm
law.
just trying to figure out what I'm being standing accused here, and I want to know who's doing it.
All right. Well,
We got
no.
HP Loveshaft, and then this guy all of a sudden he's just like writing in.
Well, Mr. Houches, I think we would know if he was Avicii because that guy's dead and he's a famous electronic music star.
Well, yeah, that was the funeral we were at.
You were at Avicii's funeral? Wait, I'm sorry. So HP Loveshaft.
Well, at least that was the funeral I was at.
Interesting. Okay, so in order for this all to align, HP Loveshaft's grandfather would have to be Avicii. Now, that's not necessarily outside the realm of possibility. We do have a bit more visual evidence that I want to take a look at now, Mr. Houches.
Okay.
What can you tell me about this image?
See, it's got. Well, it's hard for me to see. Well, I know it says "See you in hell," but it seems like it's people. Are they holding up a sign?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. It looks like girls. Maybe it's hard to tell if they're wearing clothes behind the sign. It's black and white. I feel like they probably are.
Okay.
Now. That image was.
So
in
that's
black and white.
evidence.
That is visual evidence submitted, I guess, by a witness.
Yeah, that is evidence of a bunch of ladies holding up a "See you in hell" sign.
Now, to me, that might be construed as some sort of funny joke that you would see at a funeral, like "Ha ha, see you in hell. You're dead. You're going to hell."
Okay, so now we're saying that there were other people at this funeral saying funny jokes?
Yeah.
So, are any of those people being sued, or is it just me? If that's what
I'm
we're
presiding
saying,
over a single trial right now.
okay, what I'm seeing is a
Civil
bunch of
litigation.
I'm seeing a bunch of a piece of evidence that's showing a bunch of other people who are not me having fun, being funny, laughing, hiding behind a cheeky sign at a funeral. You're saying, and
I'm not
and
saying it. The witnesses are saying
witnesses.
it.
Okay, well, so then
I'm
it
just
seems
the
like
judge.
You're just the judge, and I'm just Cal Haunches. We are who we are. We're all brought to this moment right now, and you got to reckon with me, Judge, Your Honor. You got to reckon with me here. I'm looking you in the eyes. We're here together, you and me, and you're showing me a photo of a bunch of other people having fun at a funeral, and I gotta ask, why am I here? HP Loveshaft, I think maybe you found the people that you're actually mad at in that photo. I rest my case.
No, hold on. Hold on, Mr. Haunches.
You rest the case, Judge. That's the thing you say when you're right.
That tends to be true, but is not always the case, Bailiff. Now, we do have a bit more visual evidence, which I'm hoping might crack this case wide open. Mr. Haunches, I see that you've rested your case, but you may want to reopen it when you see this.
1 second, Judge.
When you, hold on. When you see this, okay?
No.
Mr. Haunches, you may want to reconsider your position when you see
Yeah, I'm standing
this.
here reconsidering.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The bailiff, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I'm reconsidering real hard right now.
When you see this,
Okay.
now what say
All
what
right.
say you to that, Mr. Haunches?
Zoom in again. I'm trying to see.
Shit,
Okay.
fuck. Okay.
Evidence. That's not part of it.
That's just the
that's the
label.
label.
That's telling you that this is in fact evidence.
So we got a cat
Yep.
behind a seat of a car. Is it holding a frappuccino? What is that?
I think that's just the steering wheel of the car, if I'm not mistaken.
Driving, Judge.
Oh, it's like a steering wheel with one of those leather coverings over it.
Yeah, or maybe it's like made out of a very like light piece of wood, like pine or
Does
something.
it have something coming out of its paw? Like on top?
Let's have a look.
What is that?
I think that's just the back of the steering wheel. It's like lit
That's
different.
the side mirror.
Oh,
okay.
that's a side mirror out the window. Okay.
All right.
So what do you say to that, Mr. Juanches?
What do I say to that? Okay, so there's a cat. It's driving a car. That looks to be the parking lot. I mean, that looks to be the parking lot underneath the cemetery where we all parked our cars for the funeral. They had like a...
So you were at the funeral, Mr. Juanches.
Well, I was at a funeral.
Avicii's funeral.
At Avicii's funeral. And it's very possible that that Avicii could be buried at the same cemetery as whoever H.P. Loveshaft's grandfather is. That appears to be a parking structure that's near.
Now you said underneath
the
cemetery.
So
see that's where I kind of got hung up too, bailiff. Is that for me? And I'm not claiming to be an expert on cemetery design, but if I were making one, I would probably not put the parking lot under there because that's where all the dead people go.
Yeah, well, the dead people, they go 6 feet under, classically. And then it seemed like there was like a building, but then there's a lower level that in order to save space extended underneath other parts of the cemetery. So you enter and then you can go down.
Descend.
You can descend. And it goes down a few floors, and then there's a lot more parking down there. I don't know why I'm saying any of this. I mean, only to say that, like, maybe I'm trying to
Let me take some of the pressure off of you, Mr. Quinches. We're going to be bringing in an expert witness who's going to be taking the stand, an expert on the topic of cemetery design, who might be able to clarify all of this for me. But in the meantime, Mr. Hooches, I'd like to get a little bit closer. Oh, and we've got some written testimony to take a look at. So let's look at that first. The potato slaw says, Mr. Houchies was definitely in a straw hat and Hawaiian button-up shouting, "Look at my surfboard," before crowd surfing. Now this one names you specifically, Mr. Honkies.
Well, it names Mr. Houchies. And I suppose in this courtroom, apparently, like, people just, like, that's close enough in here. So I let the court stipulate that they were trying to talk about me.
And stipulate we will.
Okay, noted, and enter it into the record. So they're claiming that I, Cal Haunches, was in a Hawaiian shirt.
Cal Houchies.
Okay, well, so now you're telling me that when I say haunches, that doesn't register to you as the same person as Houchies.
I'm just making sure the record is clear because in the testimony, it refers to you as Mr. Houchies.
Okay, well,
so we should make sure that we're all kind of using the same language here so as not to confuse the record.
Okay, well, so then fine. Mr. Houchies, who's a totally different guy.
Well, no, it's referring to you. So what I'm saying
How do you know that? How do you know that it's referring to me?
I wasn't there.
I even tried to let you claim that it referred to me, and then you told me that when I said haunches, that sounded too different from Houchies to be the same person. So which is it, Your Honor?
We've got an expert witness here to talk about cemetery design.
Do I look like the kind of guy who would wear a Hawaiian shirt and a straw hat? I mean, look at me.
Judge, you'd like to speak to me?
Please state your name for the record.
My name's Leonard Houchies.
Uh-oh. Mr. Houchies.
Yeah, this is interesting.
I'm an expert on cemetery design. I like to hang out there, and I can talk to you about the logistics of how we do our.
Yeah, I guess we were all kind of
cemetery.
wondering, like, is it safe to put a parking structure under there with all the dead bodies and whatnot?
Is your concern that the dead bodies will fall onto the cars?
I guess that's the first thing that I think of when I'm like, well, also it's just kind of like gross. Like I'm parking my car, I'm like, dead guy up there?
I mean, there's dead people everywhere. If you're caught up on that, I got bad news. People have been dying for thousands of years, and they weren't all buried properly. So there's going to be dead people everywhere you walk. You're probably walking over. If you go deep enough under, there's dead people everywhere. I don't let dead bodies ruin my vibe. I've just gotten used to that. Conceptually, they're everywhere. So for me, if I see a dead body, that's not bringing me down.
Now, Mr. Haunches, you say that you were, you like to hang out at the cemetery. Now, were you in attendance for Avicii's funeral?
I'm kind of in attendance for all of them, just because I work there.
Haunches.
Yeah, that's his name.
It's Houchies.
It's Houchies, Judge.
That's what I said. What are you saying?
Houchies.
Haunches.
Houchies.
Haunches.
Houchies.
Houchies. Haunches. He's haunches.
I feel like we're all saying the same fucking thing here. Like, am I going crazy? Listen, you were in attendance at Avicii's funeral, Mr. Houchies. So, sorry, Mr. Haunches. And thank you. Someone's
you got
objecting.
it. Cal Haunches was at Avicii's funeral. You did it.
Right.
Congrats.
Thank you. I feel like I'm getting this.
Were you talking to me, Judge?
Yes, I was. But
you were so close, Judge.
My point was that both of you were there, and so you, as a witness, Mr. Funeral Designer or Cemetery Designer, Haunches. You
Keep going.
probably saw what happened. Now, did you see any crowd surfing take place?
I mean, Judge, I couldn't speak to any specific crowd surfing. I like to have my
What? Can you speak to general crowd surfing?
I like to have my cemetery be a fun place. In addition to the parking lot down there, we got a hot tub. We got like a kind of like a dance floor karaoke bar thing going. We just like to, everyone's having a good time.
All right, I think I've heard enough from you, Mr. Hodges.
All right.
Your Honor, I'd like to cross-examine.
You're gonna
let him do it.
cross-examine
I'm
the
ready.
witness? All right, we do have another witness who needs to take the stand in just a moment, and we also have to head on down to the police station because we hit our goal. But I'll allow this a quick cross-examination, Mr. Honky.
Ouchies. All right, Leonard, Mr.
Watch it, Hounchies.
All right.
All right, I'll behave. Sorry.
Whoa. Mr. Houchies,
Yes, Mr. Haunches.
do you own a surfboard?
I've been known to own a surfboard in my day.
You've been known to own a surfboard. And let me just ask you one more question. Do you own a ski jacket?
I would never own a ski jacket. That's too much of a downer, apparel-wise.
Probably no one who owns a surfboard would they?
I mean, I would imagine you kind of have a fork in the road in your life where you have to decide if you're going to be a surfboard guy or a ski jacket guy. That would be my
further
opinion.
questions, Your Honor.
You did it again, Judge. That's when
I gotta go.
That's what you say when you're doing good. When you do good things.
All right, that was pretty impressive, Mr. Honkies. But we do have another witness here, someone who could blow this whole thing wide open. So I want to give you
I'm
an
feeling pretty
opportunity.
good. Bring it on.
All right. I also want to open it up to really quickly some questions from any of our jurors for Mr. Hockley's. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them now. But in the meantime, we're going to talk to this other witness. Witness, please state your name for the record.
Hey, Judge. My name's Chris Chalakian from the Everything Now show.
Great. And are you familiar with the defendant, Mr. Hockley's?
Who?
Mr. Hunchies.
Okay, you said two different names just now. You said... I forgot what you said the first time, and the second time you said Hunchies.
Right.
Hockley's and Hunchies. So, who are you talking about?
The guy at the podium. This guy.
Mr. Haunches.
Whatever. Do you know him?
Yeah. Me and him have hung out from time to time.
Okay, and would you say he's the type of person to crowd surf at a funeral?
How would you define the type of person that crowd surfs at a funeral?
ski jacket. He's really sensitive about his name. Into Avicii.
Well, I mean, that kind of is Haunches to a T. He's always wearing this. I've never seen him without the ski jacket on.
Well, it's because it's I'm cold. I don't feel like taking it off. I'm comfortable.
We live in a very warm region, and he's always like, I'm chilly today. And I'm like, it's 95 out today, Cal. And he's like, no.
People are like, oh, relax, take off your jacket, it's stressing me out. And I'm like, why? I'm comfortable. Why would that have anything to do with you?
And I'm telling him, I'm stressed. I need you to take that jacket off. It's bothering me. And he won't relent. And if he gets or you know how they always get it wrong at Starbucks when they put your name, and he goes last name. He gives his last name at Starbucks, and they'll often get it wrong, and he freaks out. He gets really upset about it.
I see.
Just a sign of respect.
So,
well, we're all about respect here in the courthouse, all right? We want to make sure everybody feels comfortable and heard. And I appreciate you coming and sharing your testimony with us, Mr. Chalankian.
What was that?
You see how it feels, right?
It's a little
disrespectful.
Let me give you a hint, Judge. The T, get rid of it. Throw it out of there. Pretend it's not there.
Chakian.
Worse. Significantly worse. Anyway, I was not at Avicii's funeral. I don't know the guy. I'm not.
All
I
right.
don't have a
Well,
lot of
that's
friends.
no help to us. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Good to see you, Chris.
Good to see you, Cal.
All right. Mr. Hooches, I think, we could do this all day, but the jurors, I think, by this point have made up their mind. And so I'm going to give you an opportunity now to make any closing remarks that you'd like to make, and then we're going to pull up a poll and decide your fate.
Well, I think while I have a lot of sympathy for H.P. Loveshaft losing his grandfather and somebody getting on a surfboard and crowd surfing on a surfboard, which if that were to have happened at Avicii's funeral when I was there, I would have been mortified. And so I feel your pain. Unfortunately, I think the evidence we've seen tonight, the group of women holding signs saying see you in hell at
right.
this funeral purportedly, the cat underneath the parking structure who seemed to be having a good time as well, and the testimony of Mr. Houchies, who clearly is the man in question who did the crowd surfing, and Chris was here too, don't forget about him. I think it's pretty clear that I'm not the guy who did this. And that's all I'd like to say. And I rest my case.
Well, it's a compelling argument, Mr. Huncules, but it's going to be up to our jurors now to decide your fate. So jurors, please, if you would, vote in this poll and determine the fate of our defendant.
Cal, have you had a chance to see any of Chris's shows at UCB? Have you had a chance to pop in?
Yeah, I have. Very funny.
Give him some notes.
I mean, I think I didn't like the part in the show when he told me he stopped the scene he was doing and looked at me and said, "Hey, take your jacket off, dude. It's making me nervous." I don't see why that was any of his business. I was enjoying the show before that and I was comfortable, so that'd be my one comment on anything he should have done different.
Well, you're welcome to give him that note. Close the poll. You're welcome to give him that note after you serve some jail time. You're guilty, Mr. Hungalung. Now,
I'm going to jail?
Well,
I thought I had to pay damages.
Right, I forgot. This is civil. Fuck. Okay, hold on.
So the way this actually works is you ask a series of people
Yeah.
what your punishment should be.
In our jurisdiction, it's actually, we just ask the jurors what we think should happen to you.
Who are these people? It was so obvious that it wasn't me.
Come on, you don't know these people? You're telling me you don't know Creative Steve, Grass Dragon, Thomas Two Hands?
I've heard of Creative Steve. And that's why I'm so shocked that he would be part of this ruling.
This is a jury of your peers, Mr. Hunkadunk. Now, Let's
guys are
get-
just mad that I won't take my jacket off. That's
Didn't do you any favors. I'll tell you that.
it's not anyone else's problem how I feel. I feel good in it. Jesus Christ.
What are you hiding?
Not hiding nothing.
Well,
Just cold. Just cold and
a lot of people in the jury are saying your punishment should be to take off the jacket.
this is gonna make everything right with HP Love Shaft.
That's a pretty good deal. You gotta
I think.
walk out.
Well, let's see. HP Love Shaft's first suggestion was death by surfboard, and then they seem to have retroactively decided to select take off his jacket. So because HP Love Shaft was the plaintiff, we're gonna give it to them to decide, and it seems like take off the jacket is the punishment of choice.
Or we can beat you to death with a surfboard. We'll leave that to you.
Yeah, you dealer's choice.
All right. Well, I'm not taking this thing off.
Fuck. All right. Well, in that case, please take the elevator down to the second floor.
Over there.
Yep, past the impalement room, past the massage room, past the vending machine with all the famous Amos stuck in it. Do not go through the exit. Do not go through the exit. You have to get killed with the surfboard. That's in room number 306.
If you go
206.
to the exit, we're gonna be so pissed.
We're gonna be really pissed if you just
So
leave.
mad.
And we're gonna look out for a guy named Cal Hochman.
Yeah. Cal Ho Chi Minh.
We'll get you, Ho Chi Minh.
We'll fucking find you,
We
Ho
will
Chi
find
Minh.
the guy with that name if you go missing.
I
So-
will not sleep until we find Ho Chi Minh.
All right. Well, I don't want that to happen. So I'll go into what
206. I misspoke.
206.
Second floor
All
on the and go get killed by a surfboard.
All right.
Farewell.
See ya.
Well, folks,
Judge, I killed to know what was under that jacket.
I know, man. I really want to know what was in there.
Do you think he goes no shirt under the jacket?
Ugh, that would be a crime worse than crowd surfing at Avicii's funeral, folks.
Cram, too.
It'd be a cram, folks. We got a lot more defendants to deal with, but unfortunately, we got to take a break here to head on down to the police station. Yes, we've reached our goal, and thank you so much to everybody who subscribed, mainly the anonymous person and Plastic Citizen, who both dropped 5 subscriptions at once, but everybody kind of helped. We got 16 subscriptions, which means that we've reached our goal, and we'll now be heading on down to the police station for some much needed firearm training. So I will see all of you back here after that.
Greetings, Cadet. If you're here, it means that you've been selected for firearm training. In a moment, we're going to be running through a scenario where you'll have to decide which of 2 potential suspects is the perp and which one is an innocent bystander. You'll have to click on the perp. Click on your screen. Literally click on the perp. A lot of people don't get that. Click on the perp. Alright, 2 people are going to jump out. I don't know how much more straightforward I can make this. In a second, 2 people, they're going to jump out. Yeah, it's like Time Crisis. Exactly. Thank you, Everything Now Show. Alright. Ready? Here we go.
It's me, Burbank Mayor Constantine Anthony, hanging outside of Bob's Big Boy in what is supposed to be Toluca Lake, but it's Burbank for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, I forgot to turn on the mic. Now it's on. Say
Was
that
it
again.
me?
Me?
No, it was me.
Wait, but who should speak?
Who didn't speak?
Who didn't speak?
It's
I
me.
forgot to turn on the
I'm on the way back
Oh,
from the
yeah.
basketball game. We lost. I'm sad because we lost.
I'm Burbank Mayor Constantine Anthony. I'm standing outside of Bob's Big Boy in what is technically Toluca Lake, but it might as well be Burbank.
I scored on the wrong basket and everyone got really mad at me. I feel like I messed up the whole thing for everybody.
I'm handsome, and it's very important for everyone in my district to know that I'm in SAG-AFTRA for some reason. Who knows why that's important?
The team captain told me to not feel bad about it. I could tell he had to tell me that.
It is a dead heat. This is really something. Still a dead heat each time it refreshes. It's 50-50. Who won? Oh, what?
It was both of you.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Well done, cadets. We started off with a trick question. Both of those guys were terrorists. But this next one, well, this one's going to be a little bit trickier. It won't be a trick question, but it's going to be a tough one. It's going to test your skills and your ability to determine a threat. In just a moment, they're going to be jumping out. Get ready, because here we go.
I'm Dingy Dan, the Robo Man.
I'm Carter Dustin. I'm the hottest kid at school.
Streams and marshes, that's where you'll find me. I like a lily pad for lunch or dinner.
I like to go get ice cream after swimming practice, and I like hanging out with my stepdad Mark.
Pass me an oar. You'll see what I can do with it.
If I were gonna go take you on a date, I would take you to the movie theater to see Spider-Man 3.
Shallow water, I'm not all that into. Take me deep. If I'm falling out, I'm going all the way down.
Great work, cadets. Robo Dan was a terrorist. And the other kid? Well, he may have seemed like the most popular kid in school, but he was actually a doctor working to cure kids with cancer. Great work, cadets. You sussed that one out perfectly. But this next one, ooh boy. Ooh, it's so tricky. Ooh, I'm not even sure. Can we give this one to them?
I
You
think
say
they're
we
ready.
can? They are ready? Okay, if you say so. Well, just know, this one's gonna be real tricky. Alright, cadets. Get ready, cause here we go.
Hi, I'm a priest.
I'm a guy who has two different types of problematic Halloween costumes on. An Egyptian something and a cop hat.
I'm just a priest. I love helping people and I think God is great.
I do volunteer on Sundays. I help feed people on 5th Street here in Los Angeles.
I've seen him at that, and he's always trying to do new impressions of people he shouldn't do impressions of. He tests them out on the people he's feeding soup to.
But they would be the best people to do that to because they know what they sound like because they're from that part.
And I tell him, don't say stuff like that, please. And he goes, okay. But then when I leave the room, I see he's doing it again.
And then I go, ultimately, even though like we kind of agree on some things, he's pretty cucked. That's what I say.
And I can't be. I'm cucked by one man, and that's God.
I'm cucked by at least 3 men. Fuck you.
Great work, cadets. I noticed a lot of you tried to shoot the middle of the wall. Really smart decision, because sometimes it is technically a sin to shoot a priest directly. But if you shoot the wall and it ricochets and kills the priest, then it's totally fine. Of course, also that priest was a terrorist. So you spotted that well. And of course that guy with the 2 problematic Halloween costumes, a cop and an Egyptian guy, you guessed it, a doctor curing children with cancer. Very impressive work, cadets. We may make a cop out of you yet. But this last test, there might be one more after this, I don't know. We'll see how this one goes. We'll see if you can handle this next one, because boy, oh boy. Remember how I said that last one was really hard? Psh, I was just fucking around. This one for real, actually. This one's pretty freaking hard. Alright, cadets, let's see what you do with this.
I got a sore belly button!
I'm Cal Hodges. I escaped from, I didn't go into the room they told me to go in. Didn't feel like getting beat to death with a surfboard. I'm walking around, it's 100 degrees outside, I'm not taking this thing off.
Oh, who hurts their belly button? Why does it hurt so much? Oh!
This guy is complaining about his belly button. Maybe you should put him out of his misery. You know, and pick him instead of picking me.
Oh, everything else is in tip-top shape. It's just my belly button that hurts so dang much. Oh!
I'm a amateur lawyer. In my free time, I read up on legal stuff. If you spare me, I could help you out of a jam someday.
Great work, cadets. That guy with the belly button problem? Yeah. Let's just say he was a terrorist. And Cal Haunches, as we all know, well, he was just convicted of a crime with the punishment of being killed with a surfboard. But what you might not know about him? Yeah, he's a doctor. And he was curing kids with cancer, in addition to being an amateur lawyer, which in this jurisdiction is legal. Folks, we've got one more test. This next scenario, you know, all those other tests were hypotheticals that we invented, fake scenarios. But this next scenario, this one is a real life scenario that was actually ripped from an actual thing that happened to one of our cops. And it haunts him to this day because he made the wrong choice. Let's see if you guys can make the right choice. Here we go, in this next scenario, which definitely happened.
Hey, I'm Chris from the Everything Now Show. You guys gotta check out this show, Family Guy. It's so funny.
Hey, it's me, Billy Goat Crystal. Which way to the Oscars?
Oh man, this show's so funny. The wildly irreverent, shrewdly crude animated sensation that has been confounding the PC police, oh geez, since the last millennium is back.
Me and Whoopi Goldberg are dear, dear friends.
Not even the insufferable humiliation of network cancellation was enough to keep TV's most outrageous cartoon clan down.
Me, Billy Crystal, and a Billy Goat wandered into the same device from The Fly, David Cronenberg's The Fly.
So raise your martini. Oh.
Great work, cadets. I noticed a lot of you were trying to kill yourself by shooting the chat. Unfortunately, that's what happened with the actual cop who was presented with this exact scenario. But I'm glad ultimately you guys came to the correct conclusion, which is shooting Chris Chalakian, notable improv comedian on the Everything Now Show, and less notable, terrorist. And that goat guy, yeah, he's a doctor. He cured kids.
Welcome back. Oh boy. Alright. That looks fine. Welcome. Oh, fuck. Where's my gavel? Bailiff?
Should I throw it, Judge?
Yeah, just throw it.
Okay, here it comes.
Thank you. Court is back in session. Jurors, welcome back. If you're just joining us, you came from the police department where we did some much needed firearm training. Thank you to everyone who subscribed thus far on the show tonight. Your dollars are going straight to our law enforcement, which I'm sure you're all very pleased to know. If you're just joining us tonight, my name, of course, is Judge Learned Hand, and I am presiding over the Everything Now Superior Court of Law. Tonight, we will be faced with a series of defendants standing accused of crimes which you will remind me of. But there's also a variety of ways that you can help with tonight's proceedings besides reminding me of the crimes for which these defendants stand accused. And that is, of course, through the variety of evidence that can be submitted during these trials. For example, if you haven't already joined the Everything Now Show Discord, I encourage you to do so with haste. Okay, well... Oh, that's a boo for ACAB. Okay, well, listen. I'm not here to determine where your dollars go. Bring it up with the comptroller. Listen, folks, you can submit visual evidence like this. The cat that was in the parking lot for the cemetery. Groundbreaking, case-busting evidence such as that can be submitted, and it can only be submitted in the Everything Now Show Discord. So if you haven't already, join the Discord. There's a link in the chat. Couldn't be easier. Do that. Submit some images. We might use yours on the show. For $5, you can call witness to the witness stand. It could be anybody. It could be Galactus. It could be Everything Now Show's Chris Chalakian. It could be someone who maybe saw something happen at the incident. That'd be great for me. And of course, if you subscribe to the show at any point tonight, you can submit written testimony, which we've had some really wonderful written testimony submitted already. Subscribe to the show, write what you want to submit in the chat, and we will display it on stream during the trial. Let's also reset the goal. I don't anticipate us hitting that again, but you know, just for the fun of it. Let's see. We're gonna reset. It would be fun. Not outside the realm of possibilities. We're gonna reset the goal back to 15. If we get 15 more subs somehow over the course of the next, 20 minutes, we'll go back to the shooting gallery. All right, folks. This next defendant stands accused of a crime, but I've forgotten what it is. So if you wouldn't mind, please, jurors in the chat, let me know what this next guy stands accused of. Let's see here. Getting a lot of interesting ones. I am gonna pick it soon. Nothing really jumping out on me. Inverse double jaywalking from first time chatter Zilius. Zililus. Thank you for your reminder that this next defendant stands accused of inverse double jaywalking. Now, of course, that is when you jaywalk, but you're doing it inverse, which means that you're walking backwards. And of course, you're double jaywalking, which means that you're walking backwards across the street and then you're walking back across the street, which is not only offensive because it's very dangerous, but also it's just like, why did you even do that? You're back where you started. You didn't even go across the street. It's like you just got in everyone's way for no reason and you look dang stupid doing it. That's a big crime here. And therefore, if this defendant is found guilty, you will decide an appropriate punishment, but they might not be guilty. That's up for you to decide. So, defendant, if you wouldn't mind, please state your name for the record.
Hey, Judge, my name's George Williams. I'm a construction worker.
Great. And Mr. Willems, are you currently working?
Say that again?
Willems.
Your name's Mr. Willems?
No, your name is Mr. Willems.
Oh.
That's what you just said.
No, Williams.
Right. So, Mr. Willems, if you wouldn't mind letting me know what you are currently working on in construction. Are you building a building or?
We're restoring a historical monument. It's an observatory in town. And so we've been going in and kind of fixing the facade a little bit.
Oh, great. Yes, I drive by that on my way to work a lot. It seemed like it was crumbling. I'm glad we're getting around to that. What was the problem?
It's just, you know, over time things decay. So we were just kind of going in and putting
Ain't that the truth? You should tell that to my penis.
I'd rather not get into that, Judge, if that's okay. I'd like to kind of stick to the issue at hand.
Fair enough. Now, Mr. Wilbums, do you understand the crime for which you stand accused?
Honestly, Judge, I'm a little torn about this because I was at my job and I was doing duties of my job, which I'm a little uncomfortable talking about here, and I was pretty much black bagged and brought here. And they said I had committed some kind of very heinous crime. A van pulled up, threw a bag over my head. I woke up in the courthouse.
Now that may have been one of our boys in blue.
It was several of them, yeah.
Okay, you saw them?
Before they put the bag over my head, yes. They all sprinted out of a van, screamed at me, put a bag over my head, and carried me here. I was still holding my wrench, so I didn't get a chance to even put that down before I was bagged.
Got it. Yeah, I think that's part of a new police policy that we're experimenting with called kidnapping people and bringing them to court.
Okay. Can I give a note?
I suppose so.
Wasn't a fan. Didn't like it. Made me feel really scared.
Got it. Noted. We will make note of that public comment and look into that. And in any event, you're here, Mr. Williams. And so what I'd like to sort of get to the bottom now of is whether or not you were inverse double jaywalking.
Okay, so your definition of inverse double jaywalking. So again, I'm not admitting to anything because I'm very afraid of how this court functions, but theoretically, if I'm telling a truck that it needs to back up and making sure it has a clear path, what would I theoretically do?
Well, I guess you would probably walk behind the truck, kind of wave to the driver, maybe look both ways on the street, do one of these.
Sort of follow him as he goes.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Set him up. He unloads the stuff he has to unload. And then I would go on the other side, do the same thing back, right?
Well, I don't know. I guess I lost you at that second part, but we do have some visual evidence. Maybe this will kind of clarify what you were trying to say, because I get like walk out into the street, kind of do one of these, one of the, you know, like the you're good, yeah, that kind of thing. But here, let's have a look at this visual evidence. We got that ready, bailiff?
Yes.
Let's have a look. Now, what I'm seeing here is an image of a cow with the caption, "A healthy cow lying on its side is not immobilized. It can rise whenever it chooses."
And this is related to my inverse double jaywalking.
Great, and I would love for you to elaborate on that.
Of course. Well, we often get livestock, things that are in places they shouldn't be, and we have to find a kind of nice way of dealing with it. So in this case, the truck I was actually talking about earlier, there was a cow loitering in front of the observatory. And so, despite what I read on Wikipedia, that it can rise whenever it wants, it was being very stubborn. So we did back up.
Well, you can lead a cow to street, but you cannot make him stand.
Right, and I guess that's what we were told. And so we loaded up, one of those trucks that like livestock travels in. You ever seen that on the highway where you're driving on the highway?
Big truck full of cow?
There's just like 7 horses in the truck next
Bunch
to you.
of horses and cow inside a truck. Yeah, I've seen that sometimes.
So we were getting
I'm always like, this must be crazy for the cow.
Yeah.
Like, what do they think is going on, you know?
True.
Must be wild in there for them.
True.
Anyway, we got some more visual evidence that I want to take a look at here. Bailiff, are we ready to take a look at that? Let's have a look here. Now, what I see here is what appears to be a photograph of the late Queen Elizabeth with the caption, "Fuck raw. This is my final message. Goodbye."
So this is one of the motivational posters we have at work, and I guess that was maybe presented to verify that I was on the job during this sort of alleged incident, because we take that with us job to job and we hang it up on the wall of wherever we're doing construction.
I see. It's kind of like that thing where they put like something at the end of the tunnel for
about
like a
safety
college
warnings
football.
and regulations.
Oh no, I was thinking
yeah,
that thing that they do at college football games where it's like, it says like go get him, and they all like slap it on their way out onto the field.
We do slap that on our way
We
out.
actually got another one of those from his workplace. If you want to take a look.
Oh, there's another one of those?
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look.
That's
And this is
Gregnet. And I don't
Gregnet.
know why Gregnet is material to this case, Your Honor, because Gregnet is an inside joke we have on the site, and I don't know why that's relevant to this accusation that's been flung at me.
Well, hopefully we'll get a witness or some written testimony that might help to clarify that. But I want to return to what you were saying about, so there's a cow in the middle of the road. It's not moving. You got a truck that's got to get out there. What's a man to do?
Right, so
Well, we're going to find out with this critical piece of visual evidence that I am confident will tie all of this together. Because right now I feel like we got a lot of loose threads. We got Gregnet, we got the cow, we got Fuck Raw Queen, but I'm feeling confident that this next piece of visual evidence is going to be something of a missing link. So once our bailiff has that prepared, I'm sure. All right, bailiff, we're good on that?
Yep.
Here we go. This should clarify things. And now what I'm seeing here is a photograph of a cat with what appears to be the caption, "Shiver me whiskers. Ye dare take me catty-nip? Ye better prepare to get clawed." So...
Your Honor, who entered that into the... and we got another?
I'm sorry, that must have been a mistake, because I see now that we have an additional piece of visual evidence. Now that, I think, probably was a mistake. This next piece...
wasn't a mistake,
This
but yeah,
actually
keep going.
answers your question just now.
Oh, perfect.
Who
Okay.
entered that? Okay, great.
Yeah.
This is who entered that.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that a cat with a speaker on its back?
I think it's like a makeup stick or something. Like, you know when you're trying to take like a photo for like to sell something on, it's like, why buy a plush pillow when you've got your kitty?
Mm-hmm. And so the cat is the one who entered it into the...
Well, I think
is
it's
that what
that
I'm
lady.
hearing?
I think it's that lady who took the picture of the
Okay.
cat. Well, and that's the witness. We don't need to.
That lady is... kind
Listen. Okay, I forgot to turn off the TV. We got a little spoiler alert there. Listen, we're getting sidetracked, Mr. Wilgums. I want to.
Williams.
Can we stop that for a second?
No,
Should I raise the price?
no, do it. Do it.
This will clear everything up.
Now, what I
Persona
see here is,
generator.
persona generator. Generate the persona of your dreams by Softhoof. Or Soft.
It wears a neutral milk hotel t-shirt with red fishnets and nothing else. Look into its eyes to peer into a distant abyss. Okay, now they're getting into my search history, Your Honor. I really don't appreciate whoever's finding all this stuff.
I see, yes, we did delve into your search history, and that was one of the things we found. But we also found...
Two more. Hold
But
on.
we also found something a little bit more relevant to the case. Something that personally, some might call, well, that seems
You don't have time, Judge.
contradictory.
The more you talk, the more that will show up.
You're right, here's one.
Arson is legal and it's the only way to get into heaven.
Now, to me, this demonstrates a fundamental misunderstanding of the law.
Right.
Because
there's plenty of ways to get into heaven.
That's true, but I was speaking more to the first part about arson being legal. It's not. Can't do that.
Got it.
So you are now sort of maybe striking me as somebody who may not actually be intimately familiar with the laws or how to abide by them.
Well, I'm sure these other two pieces of evidence we have queued up will clear that up. Just
last
one more?
Last one, and then we gotta raise the price. Now
Great.
this,
Glad
again,
we got this one.
This again feels to me like it's someone who does not understand the law.
Yeah.
And in fact may think the opposite is true about the law.
I think that checks out quite a bit.
Well,
let's do it.
We're gonna need to raise the price of that, but we are also gonna get Barnito on the stand. So if we can grab him,
Yeah.
he's around here somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get him, and there's another piece of visual evidence. Bailiff, did you cue that up?
1 second.
All right. Listen.
A lot going on right now.
Yeah, there's frankly too much is going on. We've barely had a chance to speak with Mr. Williamson.
And he seems so interesting.
I agree. Now, Mr. Williams.
Williams?
I'm sorry, is there a different Mr. Williams in here?
No, Judge. And that I saw that was sent by the Everything Now show. I saw that one was triggered by the Everything Now show.
We're not counting that one, Rocky.
Rocky.
That's Rocky. That's for
Cut it
sure,
out,
Rocky.
Rocky.
We're not doing that, Rocky.
Rocky, come on now.
Mr. Williams.
Yep.
Describe to me step by step what happened that you think may have been misinterpreted as inverse double J weapon.
All right.
And overruled, Rocky.
Let me break this down for you, Judge. I'm very concerned about how this courtroom works, but from my perspective, I was helping load the cattle truck into the area it needed to pick up the cow, and then I was helping it back up out of the position it was in so that it could get back on the road. That is my job duty. I was not jovially reverse double J. I wasn't moonwalking down the sidewalk showing off. I wasn't being flashy and ridiculous. I was doing my job, in my view.
A likely story, Mr. Wiegums. But I've got someone taking the stand right now who might have a little something different to say. In 2 seconds. So, do you want to revise your statement, Mr. Wiegums?
Can I theoretically just say, I didn't do it, I don't know what you're talking about, and rest my case?
You could absolutely do that. And
All
in
right.
fact, more people should probably take that strategy.
Okay.
But we do have some more visual evidence.
Should I put that up before I go?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it. And
One more
I'm
for
noticing
the
that
road.
it's still
Is it still
only
put-
$2.
Did you ever get to the gif of the guy smoking a cigar?
Nope.
Okay, do that one first.
Wonder what this will be. Ah, that would have been great.
This would have been really good
That
for
would've
that
been
one
great.
about smoking.
What could have been?
About smoking cool smoke. What was it?
Blowing rings, Judge.
Right.
Keep
No,
on.
but that wasn't the crime. I remember it was blowing rings, but the word was smoking smoke.
Here's a bad one.
Sick clouds.
Here's a bad one ready for you.
All right, let's look at this
one's
one.
bad.
That's fully a meme,
yeah.
Judge.
It's a meme, yeah.
That's just a meme.
That's
not
like
terrible.
something that you would see in like the Slack at your like insurance job or something.
Okay, I think we're ready for Barnito.
All right, it's Barnito.
Your Honor, I object.
Oh shit. Let
Who's
me,
this guy?
I don't know. Don't pay attention to him. Nice, Barnito. Nice.
Look at him go.
All right. This is a compelling argument.
It is?
To me.
This is compelling you.
You're not moved by
I'm
this even a
compelled,
little
but
bit?
maybe not to find me guilty.
Well, I'm certainly compelled in some way.
Look at him go.
Excellent.
He's so free.
That's... Honestly, I wish I could be like this.
Damn. Hell yeah.
Great. Well, thank you, Barnito.
Why wouldn't that? Oh, I'm doing the bailiff voice. Hold on.
Thanks, Barnito.
Why don't we do the button that? Why would that be the button?
Ah, you're right.
Could have been.
Could have been.
And now
I
we're in
was
that
kinda
moment
distracted.
out here. Now we're in that moment out here
I
where
know.
we've missed the button.
We missed the button on
And
that
we're gonna
one.
dance around it for
Would have been a
little bit.
great little...
What
All
are we
right.
gonna do? What we gonna do? Do we have it? I think we got at least another one visual.
I think we had one more video.
I mean, we could vote, right?
Oh, perfect.
We could vote on if I'm guilty or not.
We could vote. We could vote.
Here's another bad one. You want to? You
No.
want a bad one?
I'd love a good
Do you
one
have
if
any
you got
good
it.
ones?
This one might get us in trouble. You want to do this one?
I don't know. Is it
No,
gonna
if
get
it will
us
get us in trouble, I don't want to do it.
I
I'd like
just
to do
want-
one that won't get us in
I
trouble.
want one that's funny enough to end the show on.
It could be interpreted as a positive thing.
Just the fact that you're even framing it that way makes me uneasy. Let's
All right,
get one that's
let's-
just.
Let's just, yeah.
Okay.
Something that we can end the show on.
Oh God, this is tough.
Come on,
man.
surely there's one in there.
They're all so mid now. It's
Put him.
all mid.
Tell him to keep posted in the Discord. They got
It's
time.
mid.
They can
It's
put
mid
stuff
all
in
the
the
way
Discord. They can add a new one. We can pull it. It only takes a couple seconds. Everyone, pitch your buttons in the Discord. Let's go. Let's get them in there.
You brought this on
It's
yourself.
just Rocky booing. It's only
It's
Rocky
only Rocky
booing.
booing.
Okay, this one's okay.
All right, we got
We're
it.
not. I
All right,
hope
we
we're
got
not
it.
doing the one I think it is.
No. This one's from The Simpsons.
Oh, come on.
I don't know if we can end the show on that, to be totally
I don't even
honest.
understand.
What is that? What
It's
does it
from The
say?
Simpsons.
It's Homer.
Homer spills milk in his cornflakes and it lights his house on fire.
Yeah, it's
That
like
would be really funny.
It's like a play on the
During
whole
The
like falling
Simpsons.
asleep with the
Hey, hold
cigarettes.
on, Rocky.
Doesn't really subvert the
Interesting that
Simpsons.
you're choosing to spend your time doing this instead of finishing a goddamn clip packet, you motherfucker.
All right, we're getting way too inside. Just give me one funny meme.
There you go, here.
Ah, Family Guy. That's
All
it.
right, that's
there we
gonna
go.
have to be it.
Yeah.
great. What a
Perfect
great
timing.
way
Thank you, Rocky.
to end the show. Folks, thank you for joining us tonight. If you're new here, we are the Everything Now Show. We do this show 4 times a week, every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday night at the times listed down below. So if you had fun at this show, come back on, what, is today Thursday? Come back
Saturday.
on Saturday.
Oh boy, do we have a fun episode.
Wow,
for
we've got a
Saturday.
great episode. You're not going to want to miss it. And a great way to ensure that you don't miss it is to follow the show right here on Twitch. Hit the follow button. It's free. You'll get notifications if you're already on Twitch that we're going live. If you're not, all right, we get it.
Follow
If
all
you're
this
not-
stuff too.
Yes.
Subscribe to the YouTube. We just passed the big 800.
That's
folks.
right. We're on the road to 1,000.
We're almost there.
Get us to 1,000. You can also watch every episode of Everything Now Show that's already happened. Over 300
single
episodes
one.
of Everything Now Show. They're on the YouTube. Go check them out. And absolutely join the Discord. If you haven't already, obviously you can submit great images like the ones that we saw all night tonight.
Just
Those
the
are
best content
submitted.
you can imagine.
Those were all submitted for better or worse by you, the viewers at home. The only way to do that is to join the Everything Now Show Discord. We have image submission games in all of our shows. It's not always a courtroom. Sometimes it's a job interview. Sometimes it's a guy driving Uber. Sometimes it's a magical talking stonehead. There's all kinds of wacky shit, but the only way to submit images is to join the Discord, so go do that. Every episode of Everything Now Show also has wonderful guests, and tonight was no different. Tonight we had 2 phenomenal guests. Let's bring them out. It's Joe and James.
Joe and James, come pose under the sign. Just do a little pose under our sign.
Pose under the sign. This is what's going on the Instagram. Someday.
One day you'll see this on Instagram. Beautiful.
I did that show 2 months ago.
Yeah, don't T-pose. Be careful with that. Thanks so much for joining, guys. You guys were great. Do you have anything to plug?
No, nothing at all. Just let me just pop up unexpectedly in your life.
And the best way for that, follow him on Instagram, and then he'll pop up unexpectedly in your life. James, anything to plug?
You can see Leroy at the UCB Theater if you live in Los Angeles, or Comedian Feud at the Elysian Theater.
Check them out. Both great shows. And also, James is my coach, so everyone tell him what a great job I did. Everyone in the chat say what a great job I did and how funny I am. Everyone in the chat, go do that.
Every week that you say Chris is a terrible improviser, this is the man to blame
Yes.
for that.
If you've noticed lately, I'm getting objectively worse.
It's because of this man.
You're always wearing that ski jacket.
Let me keep the jacket on.
Go see Odyssey at the UCB. Go see all the other great shit that these people are in. Follow them on social so it makes it look like we've got some clout online. And come on back. Stop booing us.
They're booing
Stop
me and
booing
saying
us.
I do mid-improv.
Excellent. Keep doing that.
Who are we gonna raid?
Stay
We're gonna figure out
hydrated.
who we're gonna
Stay
raid.
hydrated.
Drink
You gotta
water.
stay hydrated.
Folks, it's summertime. It's about to get hot. Stay hydrated. And come on back Saturday night for a brand new episode of Everything Now Show. It's gonna be Party Quest.
Party Quest with Luke, Cameron, and Colin.
Oh shit, the Luke
The
Man?
Luke Man?
Twitch's the Luke Man and Cameron and Colin, 2 ENS favorites, and
Yeah.
Hey Kip.
Oh, okay, now why would you boo? I don't know why you boo. Come on now.
Twitch streamer Hey Kip. We're gonna raid Julie.
Wrong guy, sorry. We
No?
are gonna raid Julie.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna raid Julie.
we
Say
hit the
hi
wrong
to
guy.
Julie for us. Give them our love from the ENS crew, and we will see you all back here Saturday night. Yes, gasps, not booze. We will see you all back here Saturday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. There we go. Cheers, not booze.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.